And former Arkansas governor and 2016 GOP presidential candidate Mike Huckabee, who is live for us in Jerusalem. The president going to Jerusalem next, but this morning all eyes focused in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. Mr. Governor, thank you very much for joining us. Good morning. So before we get your reaction, we've got excerpts that have just come out of portions of the speech that we believe that the president is going to be giving today in just a couple of hours. One that really stuck out to us is this is not a battle between different faiths, different sects, or different civilizations. This is a battle between barbaric criminals who seek to obliterate human life and decent people of all regions who seek to protect it. This is a battle between good and evil. Just a new one we just got. He says it all means standing together against the murder of innocent Muslims, the oppression of women, the persecution of Jews, and the slaughter of Christians. Barbarism will deliver you no glory. What do you anticipate from the president today?
Well, I think he's going to give a very candid speech. This is bold language, especially to be going to Saudi Arabia and saying that in Riyadh. But it's also an important message for the world. And I'm so delighted to see that while this president understands there's a place for diplomacy, he also recognizes there is a bigger place for candor and clarity. And he's bringing that in his message today. And bravo for that.
How does he keep that momentum, Governor? Because, of course, the speech is important, but more importantly is how they follow through with it after that speech, how they make sure they continue to work together to make progress when it comes to fighting terrorism. How do they keep that momentum?
I think what's important here is that he's laying out a framework, something that we have not had in a number of years, where he's saying there's some things that are simply unacceptable, intolerable, and we all have to share in the responsibility to stand against it. He's been widely criticized for using terms like radical Islamic terror, but he's been unafraid to talk about the fact that when you take any type of religion and use it as a way of murdering masses of people in the name of the religion, you can't ignore that there is a religious element to that. And I think that that kind of moral clarity is what has been so desperately needed. He's doing that in the speech today. I think he's going to do it throughout this entire trip.
You're in Jerusalem. I'm curious how things are reverberating there. Dan Bongino on our show earlier this morning said it's interesting that the way the president chose Saudi Arabia first, to go there first before going to Jerusalem. How is that playing out in the region?
Well, I think a lot of people here in Israel are very excited that this will be the first U.S. president to ever go to the Western Wall and make a personal visit. He's going to go to Yad Vashem and lay a wreath. He will make a speech at the Israeli Museum. He'll meet with the president and the prime minister. It's going to be a very significant visit, and it doesn't matter in which order it comes, whether it's here first, Riyadh first. That's irrelevant, especially to the people here. They are delighted to see this president come. But I tell you, they're also going to be straining to hear, will he move the embassy? Will he try to influence Israel to stop building neighborhoods in Judea and Samaria? And if he makes that message, which I don't think he will, but if he were to do it, it's not just an impact in Israel, but that message would have very negative repercussions for the president with the evangelicals in America who were largely responsible for him being the president today.
Governor, it reminds you how important each word is, it can be in these speeches, especially on foreign soil. What you say, why you say it, and when you say it really matters and sends signals. You know, for 8 years, the mainstream media didn't care if Barack Obama used the phrase radical Islamic terrorism. President Trump was willing to say it. Now they're focusing, will he say it, will he not say it today in front of that audience? How important do you think it is that he use that phrase or not use that phrase?
I don't know that it's all that important that he incorporates it into the speech. He's been very clear. As long as he doesn't apologize for it, and as long as he doesn't apologize for America's moral clarity in standing against this type of barbaric behavior. And this is a president so far, not just in his trip, but in his first 100+ days as president, he has not issued apologies for who America is, what we stand for. And I think that that's been a clear signal to all these world leaders, not just the ones he's meeting with, but across the globe. Yeah. That this is a different kind of president than we've seen.
Well, you say that. I mean, you watched the warm welcome that we all saw play out yesterday when President Trump arrived in Saudi Arabia, when King Salman greeted him at the tarmac, reached out, shook the First Lady's hand, Ivanka Trump's hand. You know, next he's going to Jerusalem, as Pete said. What is the mood there compared to, you know, when former President Obama was there? Is there a different sentiment now?
Oh, very much so. I mean, there's an anticipation. They believe that Donald Trump is their friend. and that he doesn't have some grudge against Israel. And I think that's making for a great excitement here. But I'm going to be very, very clear that, some people have criticized, well, he's in Saudi Arabia and they don't give, human rights the level it should. We all get that. But here's something that Barack Obama did do. He actually brought the Saudis and the Israelis quite close together. I know that may sound strange to some people, but they all recognize, for example, in Riyadh, they know that Israel is not going to invade them. They offer no threat to them. But they also have the common enemy of Iran. They know that it is the Iranian government that has said they're going to wipe Israel off the face of the map and destroy the United States, and that they would love to go after the Saudis and every Sunni nation. So, frankly, the common enemy is not Israel, even among the Gulf states. The common enemy and maybe target is the Iranians, especially should they, God forbid, get nuclear weaponry.
Yeah, that's what Rex Tillerson, Secretary of State, said yesterday when he spoke publicly. Obviously, the administration agrees with that strongly.
And both parties understand the existential nature of an Iranian bomb, for sure, Governor.
Governor, great to see you this morning, or this afternoon in Jerusalem. Thanks for giving us your sense of that trip. Just a short time from now, he will be there. The president will be in Israel. Thanks so much, Governor. Great to see you.
Great to have you.
You bet.